Yo, what is up, guys? It is Josh back with another video on the channel. Today's video, I actually asked some people to get them to ask me some questions on Twitter underneath one of my tweets for a Q&A video for you guys on the channel. If you want to have a chance at participating in these kinds of videos in the future, make sure to go drop me a follow on my Twitter. That'll be the first link in the description. If you guys are new to the channel and you want to drop a sub, it is 100% free for you guys to do, and over 70% of you guys are actually not subscribed yet. So make sure to drop a sub. But I hope you guys do enjoy, and I'm actually going to dive into some of the questions right now. All right, guys, so I'm over on my Twitter right now, and I just tweeted out this about 5 hours ago before I went to school, and I tweeted out, ask me a question to be featured in a YouTube video, Q&A type video, and I'm just going to be going through these questions, answering them, kind of going on. Going to try to keep my answers as short as possible so you guys can kind of listen to as many answers as you can in a short period of time. But I hope you guys do enjoy this. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, we're actually going to dive into some questions now. So the first question, if you could choose, would you rather be a pro Fortnite player or pro editor? To be honest, I'd rather be a pro editor because I feel like it's more productive, and it's kind of like you learn some skills that are actually applicable in real life. So if you wanted to apply for a job as a video editor, if you know YouTuber editing doesn't work out for you, you could always do something like that, versus if you were doing like competitive play, you wouldn't really be able to do that and turn that into a real job. So definitely I'd pick pro editor for that. The second question comes from the user FN_person, and he says, do you actually enjoy making DaVinci tutorials, or do you do them just to help people? That's a bit of both. I kind of enjoy doing tutorials and helping people out, so it's kind of like a win-win opportunity for me to actually do something I enjoy while letting people actually learn how to edit. So that's just kind of my main motivation to actually making those kinds of videos. The next question is from a user named Voltic. He says, have I ever wanted to be a pro player? Yeah, kind of. I mean, there was a point where I was grinding competitive, kind of, but at the same time, I haven't really taken it fully seriously, but it's all good. I mean, it kind of worked out with YouTube and all that. So the next question comes from a user PoggyFN. Why you wanted to be a YouTuber / editor? I mean, I kind of didn't really want to be an editor initially. I just started off doing YouTube just in my free time, because I did start YouTube, like some of you guys may know, during quarantine when it first happened, and I just knew that I've always wanted to entertain people on a large scale. So that's kind of why I started doing YouTube, and then I kind of started doing editing content through that. It did well on my channel, so I'm like, you know, why don't I go full-time and do Fortnite montage editing? And it ended up working well, like you can see, and put me into the position that I'm at right now, which is always good. Next question is from Jaime. He says, yo, do you plan on quitting editing anytime soon? Honestly, I'm gonna stick with editing like all the way through until I get completely burnt out and sick of it. It's definitely a really good skill to have. I might start doing a bit more content on the content side of things versus doing a lot of editing stuff like tutorials and that. So I'm gonna kind of try to keep a nice balance that actually keeps me, you know, happy with what I'm doing. So yeah. Next question, who or what inspired you to start editing? Honestly, I just started editing because I saw some tutorials on my feed, and I thought, you know, DaVinci Resolve, there wasn't a massive community at the time. There's just a couple OGs. So I thought I would just kind of start trying to establish my own audience based around that, because I was editing in DaVinci Resolve already, and I thought that it would kind of allow me to kind of branch out, learn some new skills while teaching other people to do it, because I thought I had a good understanding of the app just from the other tutorials I've watched, kind of the trial and error that I experienced while trying to do that kind of stuff. And yeah, that was pretty much that. All right, so Zeph says, if you could instantly become great at any one skill, what would it be? I would probably choose public speaking, because I feel like that's just kind of a great skill to have, because you'd be able to do speeches, presentations, and all that stuff. I mean, obviously I present to thousands of people on a daily basis online, but it's definitely not the same as in person, because there's a lot of people, you know, you can see the eyes on you, all of their attention's focused on you. So I feel like public speaking would be kind of like a cool skill to have, so that's probably what I'd pick. The next question, Zen of an Edits said, who was your main influence when you started out your channel? I've always looked up to people like just Fortnite creators like FaZe, Sway, all those people kind of influenced me to just start YouTube. But in terms of like DaVinci Resolve editing, Chop and Luva, both my friends, definitely kind of showed me that, you know, it was possible to make it on YouTube as an editor, because they had like 4 or 5K subs at the time. That was massive in my mind when I was starting out with like 50 subscribers, and I started doing editing content. I kind of proved myself that I could actually get to that point, and then eventually I kind of made it to the top of the DaVinci Resolve community, and that's just kind of insane to think about. But yeah, definitely people like Luva, Chop, all those guys that are OG on DaVinci kind of were my main influences in terms of like basing my content around editing and influencing kind of my YouTube decisions to actually push my channel in the direction of video editing for Fortnite. Editor Ollie VFX says, what is one important rule of making content? Like, how do you gain subscribers so fast? What do you do? I wouldn't try to get as many subscribers as you can in a short period of time, because eventually you get burnt out because you're just focusing on numbers, and once you don't do well for like a specific month, then you're completely demotivated and you don't want to do it again. So I'd just say try to stay consistent, establish your own schedule, try to make it in the long run versus in a short period of time, because I'd honestly rather get 100,000 subscribers in a year than get 100,000 subscribers in a month. Because if I get 100,000 subscribers in a month and then I get 10,000 subscribers the next month, it's not going to be motivating. I know what I'm capable of, and then when I see something down like that, it's kind of going to demotivate me. That way, if I'm going for the long term, I see the natural progression, keeps on driving me to do better. And that's just kind of what I prefer in terms of that. But just stay motivated, and trust me, anything that you put your mind to is gonna become accomplished throughout your life. So good luck with that. Bomblet again says, in how long do you think you're gonna hit 1 mil subs? Honestly, that's a great question. I don't know. I'm at 55k right now. I'm gonna kind of try to focus on 100k first, and we'll see if and when 1 million subs comes. Aries Falcon says, do you ever get bored of editing, or is it something you could just hop on and do? Editing, I don't really force it. Whenever I'm bored, I just record a tutorial or YouTube, because I know that I never get bored of. Editing, it's kind of if I just feel like doing it, I'll load up After Effects, mess around with a couple clips. If I want to do a highlights, I'll make myself a highlights in like 3-4 hours. So it's just depending on how I feel that day. The next question, were you always interested in editing? Were you interested in something else? Originally, when I started YouTube, I wanted to try to do like tips and tricks, like what Jarian does, and like PC tweak optimize, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I know a lot about PCs. That's what I tried to do at first. If you go back to my channel at the very beginning, I had a lot of like PC optimization videos, like less input delay, more FPS, just kind of general settings on your PC to make your game run smoother for Fortnite. So I wanted to do that kind of stuff, but then obviously I kind of grew a passion for editing, decided I'd help people learn how to edit while improving myself. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Vex says, who's the biggest YouTuber you've ever edited for? I don't really edit for big YouTubers, but I've edited for a couple tier 1 pros, Valor's Sake, Lush, Zen Mojo. I haven't really edited for many pros. I don't do many commissions other than, some of the commissions I get from these pros, but it's just more of tier 1 pros versus bigger YouTubers, because I haven't really gotten the opportunity to edit for bigger YouTubers. And I wouldn't really consider myself much of it like a mainstream editor. Like, I don't focus all of my energy on editing. It's mostly just the content creation side of things. But if I definitely focused all my energy on editing, kind of stopped the content creation, I would be able to get those kind of commissions from bigger people, because I would be able to make my edits a lot better. But yeah. Amplify says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Honestly, that'll be after high school, definitely far after high school, and then that should be like my last year in university. So I kind of want to go into like business or something, college, move out to the US somewhere, Arizona, California, Nevada, I'm not too sure yet, somewhere in just that general area, go to school for like business or commerce there, and get my own place down there. Obviously, I'd be done by then, and see where that takes me, focus on content creation while doing school, just on the side. So that's kind of what I plan on doing, and hopefully I will be able to accomplish that. Cody says, what's the longest time you spent on one montage? I think my Up All Night cinematic montage, I put like 50-60 hours into. It was insane. It was a cinematic montage, and I was just learning After Effects at the time. So I'd probably say that montage, which was my channel trailer for the longest time. It's called Up All Night. You can look it up on my channel, but it was definitely probably the longest I've ever spent on a montage. It was an insane amount of effort that I put into it. YT Crazy says, how do you get so good at editing? Just a lot of practice. Editing something that you don't just get good at instantly. Just watching tutorials, it comes over time. I've obviously edited for over like a year now, so I mean, it's been a while to get where I'm at right now. Spidey Loke says, how do you come up with the Joshyy item? By the way, I made it myself too. My old diamond item was made by Dom VFX, if you guys want to look up his Twitter. My new one was made by Skeeter Effects, but I just got them. They're motion designers. They make it themselves. So I just gave them kind of the idea. Dom actually made me the diamond one because I told him to do it with a diamond, and ended up looking super clean. I mained that ident, and then I just got Skeeter to kind of make a new version of it. But yeah, you can hit up any motion designer, kind of give them an idea, send it to them. If they're good enough, they should be able to make something that actually works well for your editing style and fits you as a person. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys had a specific question you guys are wondering more about, leave it down below in the comments. I'll be answering some of your questions down below there. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys did enjoy. Show some support. It mean a lot to me. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.